we are back. Sorry about that. We had to take a break. You know how this live streaming life is, but we back. If you can't hear us or something, please put in the comments. We will adjust that on the go. Thank you. And we're going to sip to that. But I got my friend Chris Eiley here with me today. And Chris Eiley is a sculpture artist in Ankeny.
Ames.
In Ames.
You bet.
But you got your start in Ankeny.
Yes, I was.
Okay,
yep.
that's where we were. Getting his start in Ankeny at the bank.
Yeah, sitting at the bank. Like, man, so I had this idea. I'm like, I used to watch this show called How I Met Your Mother. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so as a banker, I like Barney Stinson. Wears fancy suits, talks funny. I like Barney Stinson. And in his apartment, he had a life-size stormtrooper in the back.
Yeah.
I'm a Star Wars guy, so I'm thinking, this is awesome. I wish I had a life-size stormtrooper in my house.
Right.
But if you've ever gone out and priced how much one of those stormtroopers are,
right,
it's cost more than a car. So I'm like, I bet I could build one. And so I was driving back from Kansas City with my daughter, who's a basketball player for one of your producers.
Right.
And she was doing what she needed to do on her text, not talking to me. And I started thinking about what I could use to build this stormtrooper.
Right.
And I came up, well, I know I'm going to make a ton of mistakes. So I thought, well, Legos would be perfect because I could go buy Legos at the Dollar General or wherever and start building a stormtrooper. Now, I had some experience using a program called SketchUp, which is just some 3D, and I thought I could use SketchUp, I could cut, paste, and make layers. Turns out this was a horrible idea. It was never going to work in a million years. And so that after about 6 months of me quitting my job on a whim,
right,
and starting life-size Lego statues of people, I started to figure it out. Okay, but the problem was I couldn't tell my ex-wife, I couldn't tell my parents because they would all worry about me because they're like, what did Chris do now? He quit his job? He's making Legos?
Legos.
Yeah.
Quit my job at the bank to build Legos?
That's the crazy shit that I got. And so I couldn't tell anybody. So it was so last summer was miserable for me. I would literally cry myself to sleep in a bag of Legos, sleep for a couple of hours, go back and try to build these two brothers for $1 Million Listing LA.
Right.
And so, long story short, a year and a half ago, I started this idea, and it's taken me to the Westminster Dog Show in New York, and this is King. So King's a Wire Fox Terrier, and he won the Westminster Dog Show in 2019. And so here we are. We're in
This is a best of breed, right?
Best of breed. Oh, this is show. This is the show.
Show.
And when you pick up and so I made 2 of them because after I met the real King, I fell in love with him because he smelled so good. You have no idea how good show dogs can smell. And so so that's how we do King. But typically we just do people, and because there's nobody that really goes out and makes life-size Lego statues of people. And I'm the only person doing it. And so why not?
You are the only person that can.
So you could walk into every Legoland. You could walk into Legoland. You could walk into a Lego store, and you could say, hey, you know what? My name's Tone, and I'm pretty fly, and I think I need a life-size Lego statue of me or my mother or my kids. And they'll look at you like you're from the moon. Like, what are you talking about? And so all the money in the world will buy you a life-size Lego statue of a person.
And do they know about you?
They're good at that. We're on TV.
Wow.
Yeah. And so then I knew I was onto something because I'm like, everybody loves Legos.
Yeah.
In fact, I think there's a scientific study out there that says if you don't like Legos, the chances of you being a sociopath are greater than everybody else. And so I knew everybody loved Legos, and I'm like, well, that can be our vehicle that we use to capture the person. And so if you don't love yourself and you don't love Legos, you got a problem.
Right.
And so I knew everybody was going to enjoy the product. And so it came back to, well, who would be interested?
Right.
And so I'm proud to say it's crazy that my first 3 clients were Matt and Josh Altman, the largest real estate agents in the world. And my very first piece is put in the show that's airing now on Tuesday night on the Bravo Network. And then I have a funny story about John Papajohn. So I reached out to John Papajohn. I said, listen, we're in Des Moines. There's a whole Papajohn sculpture park named after you. You must love art.
No, you're not going to tell me.
So I did. I went right to him. You know what he said? He said, Chris, what do you think I am, an asshole? why do I want a life-size Lego statue of myself? I know I'm awesome. You're crazy, Chris. And I'm like, yeah, John, you're right. You are awesome. You don't need a life-size Lego statue of yourself. But I said, well, what about Mason City? Because you're from Mason City. And I know they have a big Music Man renovation coming up. And so why don't we build Professor Hill and Librarian Marion and donate it to the city of Mason City? Loved it.
Wow.
So my second client was probably the largest philanthropic endeavor or person
In art.
in Iowa.
Yeah.
And then our third build was for DMAC for the Simon Estes School of Fine Arts.
Right.
And how can you not love Simon Estes and Legos, right?
If you don't know, Simon Estes is a classically trained opera singer here in Des Moines.
From Ottumwa, son of a coal miner?
Yeah. So here in the music scene, he's one of those guys, you know, and he's also one of the guys, if you understand what I'm saying.
I don't. You do. I don't. But what's really great about Simon is and again, I kind of knew I was onto a product that people would enjoy when I brought it to Simon at DMAC, and the first thing that he did was call his wife. He says, you got to get down on campus and see this.
Right.
So at that point, then I realized that I'm kind of onto something. So then, because I don't even have a website, I don't have business cards, it's just doing what I do. And so recently we got, and so we're excited to announce that we're going to Las Vegas. We're going to open the only place in the world where you could walk in and order a life-size Lego statue of yourself or a loved one in Las Vegas. So at 1 Fremont Street. And so, you know, Fremont, the downtown area?
Yeah.
So Derek Stevens and his brother tore down an entire block of Fremont, and they're building the Circa Casino. It's a 21, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And so they reserved 800 square feet for something that they thought would bring attention. And so we're going to Las Vegas. And so right now we're building 2 hockey players, we're building a showgirl, the owner of the casino, and some other fun things.
You got to do Raiders, dog.
It's a good question.
You got to do Raiders. You got Las Vegas.
I know. I wanted to do Blue Jackson. And, he kept, and the owner of the casino kept looking at me like I was crazy. And he says, no, Chris. So Caesars is big with NFL.
Okay.
These guys downtown Las Vegas are big with the hockey guys. So that's why we're building Marc-Andre Fleury and Mark Stone. So we're kind of that hockey.
Working the hockey lane.
Yeah, we're blue collar around here, you know, because we're just building Legos. There's nothing fancy about us. I mean, you can talk fancy art stuff. I don't know what you're talking about.
How long does it take to build something?
Yeah, well, okay, so this is this Soren or Ronan? Either way, doesn't matter. So as I was telling you, so this is, one of our favorite clients is in France, and he also has a house in Canada. So this kid here has dual citizenship, and his dad was a professional tennis player, so he wanted the Canadian flag on his son wearing the Gretzky Edmonton jersey, rocking some Air Jordans. And of course, we made it happen.
He got on the ones, dog.
He's got on the ones, right? I know. And his brother, we did his little brother
I
too.
can't see it, but he got on the first band. He a sneakerhead. That's what you mentioned. And then
The Canadian flag.
the Canadian flag with the dual citizenship.
And his little brother's got the French flag in there. And so that was our first kids that we did. And, you know, we'll do kids, we'll do dogs. You know, if some millionaire wants me to build his Ferrari and Legos, I won't do it.
How long you said this take?
That was, well, an adult person will take about 300 hours. And he's a little guy. He only took us a couple weeks.
This is a little guy.
King took about a week.
Yeah, King more like my project. It'll take me a month still. Y'all see some of these things that he got on his Instagram. Y'all can go and follow this guy and see all of the crazy stuff that he built. I'm pretty sure this is pretty modest. He only brought what he could carry. You know, so go in there and look at that Michael Jordan.
So that piece there,
man.
yeah, Michael Jordan is going with the kids. He's going to Europe because this is going to be hanging above the 2 kids. So we're going to have Soren and Ronan looking at each other, and then baby Michael Jordan, because that's Jordan as the same age
And
as Soren.
so, baby Michael Jordan, I kind of had fun with the tongue. I don't know if I like it.
We don't worry about the details. We just
We walk through it.
And so you're looking at about 23,000
We've had
Legos.
pieces break, and you know it's Legos. So what do?
Hey,
You just rebuild it.
rebuild it, right?
You do it over again. Yeah, I'm kind of partial to Simon. And we did Simon
This
as a
is
young
Simon
man.
Estes if y'all never seen them before.
So that's about 40,000 Legos, and I made him a little bit taller than what he is, just because once you hear that voice, I mean, he's larger than life.
You can tell the Wax Museum in Las Vegas to get you some wax Legos, and then you build a wax statue.
We're gonna do better. So Madame Tussauds meets Legoland.
Bam.
That's us.
Okay. Oh, y'all gonna take over they corner in the market. That's what they doing.
But at the same time, art is so tough because I mean, here I am. You know, I have this contract with Las Vegas, but yet
So
6 months ago.
So you move into Las Vegas. You leaving us.
6 months ago, I would get turned down by like those palette pines. I'd be like, hey, let's do a Lego party. And they'd be like,
Right,
no,
they
we're too busy.
they don't
Chris."
get it.
I've been kicked out of more galleries than I've been in.
Pop up.
So that was my dog. Don't clean on that one. That was our very first one. Okay, and then so scroll down here. And so we also do dogs. Like I said, if somebody wants me to build their Ferrari, we won't do it. We don't do work for assholes. Our theme is that if you're awesome, we can build you. And if you're not awesome, go do something awesome. And if you still can't do anything awesome, go ask your mother. Because she thinks you're awesome. And so I'm lucky to have very forgiving parents. Again, so because you start a business, especially the business in art, it's going to be painful. Okay, and so I was always prepared to get told no 30 times a day when I was starting off.
Right.
But at the same time, I was always tracking, like, okay, if I made 30, well, hold on, let me back up. Nobody wakes up and says, today I'm gonna go buy a life-size Lego statue of my wife.
Right.
Although they should, right? You're gonna get some nookie there.
Jay-Z might get a life-size.
And so that's what I did. I reached out to everybody because I knew I had a product that people liked. And so that's why I went to the Westminster Dog Show.
Right.
That's why I went to the $1 Million Listing LA. And I'm not saying that people are better, but I went to people that could, afford it and enjoy it, and where people would see it. And so now we're just going to build 10 people a month because we're excited about where we're going. And we want to enjoy it.
For you, just knowing that this is going to be in Las Vegas, and I can walk in like, get the bus.
No, you're gonna walk in. You're gonna get escorted. Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have a penthouse for you at the Circa Casino, baby.
Oh, don't tell them about that. Then my phone gonna be ringing. Tom, where you going?
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And so we're making sure that each one's gonna be interactive. So that way, because people they love the selfie machine.
They do.
And so every one of our 7 people that we've chosen is going to be interactive because you can't ask somebody to come in, look at your art, and not touch the Legos.
Legos, right. That's the first thing everybody gonna do.
No, I want to touch it. And I learned that when I was speaking to a 4th grade class over in Clive. My friend Jess invited me, and I brought that piece of Simon Estes with me. Don't pull up that Trump these days. That'll get me in trouble. I built the president. And so, but the very first thing that kids did when I walked in was want to touch it. And I was like, don't touch that one, it may tip over. But then I'm like, Chris,
Let it
let him touch it.
You go viral when it tip over.
That's right. Yeah, they can tip them over in Las Vegas because there's cameras everywhere.
Right.
And so, so we had to do some modification in terms of how we build them because we know people are going to want to touch them.
Look at that. You're
And
making a whole army of people.
Yeah, so that one there, that was our very first piece. So that's Matt and Josh Altman. We went out to California. We met all these crazy people in a place called Beverly Hills. And so what's crazy is that we have our very first project done, and it's on Rodeo Drive. And so you can walk by the street and look in there and see our statues of Matt and Josh Altman. Isn't that crazy?
How much do they usually cost?
Yeah, I'm still debating on that because
It's intellectual value.
But at the same time, it's a commodity. I mean, Legos, if you Google how much a Lego costs 15 cents a piece.
Right.
But you know what? They're worth more than that.
Right.
Because if we can capture the people using that little 15-cent pieces, it's going to take us, like in this case, 120,000.
I know one thing about passion though. anybody can build a Lego statue, but it's when you paying for something, you're gonna get exactly what you pay for, and the amount of detail that you put into these and the research of knowing, like I said, what happens if he falls apart? You ain't worried about that because y'all been through this 100 million times, and I come up with my ways, and
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
It'll be fine, and that's the thing about it is that's what you're paying for is the expertise in knowing how to put this thing together. Because you could get some. I'm gonna tell you the truth. People will say they're gonna do this stuff, but I probably wouldn't get this done. I would probably do the main part to please myself.
Yeah. Oh, the face. Oh, yeah. Your teeth are looking great. Yeah.
I would cut it off so it'll stand up a little bit, maybe stick two more so it'll.
But it gets painful. You'll do your head because I'd build your head over the weekend.
Right.
We put it in there.
My head's big. You gonna have to put in $10,000 on my head.
But where it gets painful is like on a man's shoulders, because this is where all the mass is. So I mean, it gets real lonely building a whole person. And you also have to be careful with then what you watch, because we all want to be hip and watch the right movies.
It takes a long time to build one of these.
And you gotta, like your mind will go places you may not like.
Right.
And so if something's bothering you, if your kids were mouthing off to you, I think you can sink down
that
into
one
a low
that won't
piece.
Just click in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man. You ever throw one while you're making it?
No.
Get
No.
off and just start over.
No, because it takes just as much time to pick up your Legos as it does to put them on a person.
The fear of cleaning.
Yeah.
You don't break up.
Yeah, and so we invested for the casino, for the gallery, and there we invested probably more than what most people would spend on an entire month's wardrobe and slippers.
And you said this thing is,
you don't want to step on any.
The wine was kicking in. Let me do my math and tell me how big this place is again in Las Vegas.
So it's only going to be about 800 square feet because
800 square.
it's downtown.
Okay.
But the thing is, I'm like, okay, so if this works in a casino in Las Vegas,
Right.
it could work everywhere.
Right.
And so Monaco, Milan, every place that has, and I kind of focus on sports stuff, but sports, theater, and the reason why it works now is that 5 years ago, the technology may not have been there to help me get the lines the way we want,
Right.
and society wasn't there in terms of this whole Instagram. Look at me. Like right now, I could sell a life-size statue of a YouTuber because we're not because that whole famous to become famous.
That's what it's made for. It's like perfect for a YouTube channel.
Looking for
Somebody with a
content.
lifestyle. Yeah.
But the ones that we really want to get into, and that's why we're opening up a store in Las Vegas, is because we want to meet more people. I know how people can that I can work with that are like real estate agents or show dogs. So there's a whole other people out there that we want to reach, and so why not choose?
You know what's next after you do Westminster Dog Show? The next thing coming is Kentucky Derby. You're gonna have to do a horse.
I reached out to them and I got declined.
Oh, what?
I know. But the thing is, so I reached out to Bruce Springsteen's daughter is a big. She's training for the Olympics. Yeah. I bet I've Instagrammed her direct message 1 million times because nothing would be better than building the boss's daughter on a horse.
I can't believe that it would be. Well, it's kind of situational, right? It's kind of when you need it and when you'll be willing to pay for it. Everybody want one. I know this is a fact.
I know everybody wants one.
I know this is a fact that everybody want one, but it's like, okay, it's going to have to drop a pretty nickel on this, and
not really.
It's got to be.
Not really. I mean, oh gosh, no. We're not snob. I mean, I'm not an art person. I'm a banker.
Right.
So I want a deal. And so all I ask is, we're gonna put in all these hours.
Make sure that I'm able to do it.
Pay me what you pay your plumber, because I think plumbers make like
again.
$100. So I'm like, I charge $15,000 for a full size person.
And that's gonna take you like a full size person. That's over a month. That's over a month.
More than that.
And I see people do paintings that take an hour and they get that all the time.
Yeah.
So.
But we're okay with that because we know that we kind of enjoy doing it. You know, I mean, for example, I was talking to your producer about it. He's like, "Oh my God, I love Legos. You need some help?" Hell yes, I need some help. And so Mike is helping me build.
Mike got bad knees, man. How you gonna get down there on those things, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have health insurance, and so I don't know how Mike's gonna get by with that back and those knees. I'm worried for him.
He gonna come in with the Stone Cold straps on and do his Legos. But
And so, you know, and the other thing that we can do, and so we use everything from a photograph, okay? And so we can
wait. So I can give you a picture of anything, and then you
at
do the
any
math
time. So we can
of
go
how
back
many-
in time. So like right now, like what's an example? So right now I'm working on Marc-Andre Fury for the hockey player for the Las Vegas Knights.
Right.
And a couple of seasons ago, he was involved with the save of the year, where he caught this puck that was going in, and it was declared the
You're
save
doing
of
the
the year.
save of the year.
And so we're recreating that in time, based upon the photos. Now, it's not scientifically correct, but we're artists. We don't care. We just want to make people
Right.
look good. And if we can make people look
Right.
better than what they are, like look at the one I did of Donald Trump. If I can make Donald Trump look good, I think I can make anybody look good.
You make
Because
his hair look as real as his ever look.
he looks great on here. He looks great in Legos because they're very forgiving and they don't show time. So we can make see, doesn't he look good?
Hey, you gotta do them once, right? Every year you gotta do it with a president.
Yeah. Because they're like, you know, and there is, and if you are going to buy a life-size Lego statue yourself, yeah, it may be kind of narcissistic, and that's okay. Because like, I don't know, there's this show called Avenue Q.
I don't really think so.
Hold on. I thought about it. So there's this show called Avenue Q, a Broadway show, and and there's a song that says we're all a little bit racist sometimes. And I'm like, well, we're all a little bit narcissist sometimes too. And so yeah, our business is a little bit narcissistic, and I think that's okay. If you don't love yourself,
I don't really think a Lego statue is narcissistic. That's just fun, though.
it is fun. I know.
Like,
Yeah.
It's Donald Trump and it's still fun.
I
You know what
know.
I'm saying? Like, if you saw that walking down the street, I don't get political when I see that statue.
No.
I do want to break it.
As long as there's a camera.
I will. But yeah, I just don't. I feel like if you get a Lego statue, that's just something dope to have in your house. Like any collectible.
Absolutely.
It's like a collectible thing. It's not a. What's the matter? You jealous?
And yeah, and
Type
you know,
of thing.
and everybody has that person in their life that they want to recognize. And how many people need an oil painting of their great grandpa who was a
So,
lawyer at
what is
Bell and
the-
Law Firm?
What
Well,
did you used to do as a child that gave you the confidence to know that Legos? Was it Legos?
No. Me and my brother and cousins, we were Star Wars people. And so the Legos were just, again, because it was just a vehicle that we wanted to use to capture the person. I'm more interested in King, the dog, and like the cologne that they put on King when they were
Right.
showing him, because he smelled beautiful.
He was in there sniffing.
So beautiful.
He at the Westminster Dog Show sniffing people's dogs.
Yeah, I was. And so we're more interested in the person, and the Legos are just the vehicle that we use to capture that person. And so all of a sudden, you know, Lego company could say, golly, Chris, you know, you're crazy. We kind of like what you're doing, but we may not like it. I'm like, oh, that's fine. We'll use another vehicle, you know, pixie sticks or wooden spoons. We'll
Right.
figure it out. So you just have to find that vehicle to capture the person.
But that's the thing that I noticed. I want to say, but I want to let you get your story out and stuff. But for a lot of people, is that burden of the leader, the being the visionary type of thing, where you know where this can go.
Yeah.
I think you got a great idea. I think this is all dope, right? But even I can't see what you see. The same way some of the stuff that I do, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm here in Iowa and it's the same thing. Sometimes you're just ahead of the game if you know. Oh,
Are you in trouble or me?
that was me, my bad. But the thing is, you know where you want to go with something, And it sounds, even though it's Legos, you're like, no, it's not Legos. That's just like the tool. That's like my wood. That's my metal. It's no different than what you do. I just know how to make this thing work in a tangible way, you know, and nobody's gonna understand that. So you gotta just keep going and do what you know in your brain, because that's what makes you special. That's what I'm telling you. This part of it is going to be you, because when I see a guy that's making Legos, if you came in here and you was kind of boring and kind of I'm making Legos, that's a different thing. But you like, nah, I can see like this. I'm imagining this guy's that's like putting this together, you know,
and that's the way it was with the casino. And so, I'm like a lot of people. I watch that show Shark Tank, and I'm thinking, man, I don't know what my idea is, but hopefully it'll come to me before I die. And so I'd watch it all the time, and I would, I kind of think about like, okay, how would I do in that situation? And I was kind of worried about that. But imagine being flown into Las Vegas to meet with Las Vegas casino owners and all of their teams, and try to pitch your idea of a store or a gallery that has never been done before.
Right.
And you want to talk about intense. So I flew in and I changed in, they sent a car, so I was changing in the car. I had the driver pull over so I could brush my teeth using bottled water and a cup because I had to go straight up into the meeting. Walked in, still out of breath because I was carrying my bag, and had to present this to what I think made Shark Tank look like a bunch of minnows.
Right.
It was scary. And so,
and it's not recognizable faces, so you ain't as comfortable, right?
No idea. I've seen the movies. Don't shoot me.
Right.
And so but then I kept making it through, because we don't take ourselves too serious, and I just kept making it through. So then all of a sudden it was, hey, we're having drinks down at the bar. Where are you? Come down here. And I'm like, no, I had a great meeting with you guys. I don't want to ruin it. So I go downstairs, have my drinks. All of a sudden it's like 10 o'clock and I'm feeling good. And I'm like, let's close this deal, man. This is going to be awesome. And they're like, yeah. But then I'm like, shut it down, Chris. Just go to your room and go to bed. This is too good to be true.
Too scared.
I ran up to to bed. Hey. And then the next day I had to go through the whole thing over again. And of course I couldn't tell my mom.
I talked to the guy who did Prince's album covers.
Oh, okay.
And he did the Star Wars logo, actually. He did Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Jedi. Revenge, and they turned it. Like, he did both logos, the Phil one and the good one. But he said that too, at certain points, he didn't know what the heck he was doing, but he took the jobs because he knew he had the skills, and he feel it in the gut, and you're scared. And he had a classically trained background, so he know he had the skills though. But for you, you're just flying by the seat of your pants. You're the only one who knows this algorithm, and it's like, yo, can I put everything on this? And you're like, when you get that moment, you're supposed to do it. That's what he said. That's what he said. When you feel like that, you're supposed to do it, because that's the only way for you a visionary, right? So you ain't supposed to know where you're going. You know where you're going, but you don't know where you're going at the same time,
Because people ask me, like, hey, what's your website? I don't have one.
I don't got one.
I don't have one. And they're like, what are you going to do? You're going to ship them? And I'll be like, hell no, I'm not going to ship them. I love these pieces. I want to deliver them.
Right.
Like, if you're going to pay $15,000 for a statue of your mother, I want to meet her. Right. We're going to her house for dinner. Right. And so, no, I don't mail them. We're gonna deliver them. Like, if I got to drive across the country.
You don't even know what I can make. You might have this picture of your mother in a space that you just happen to have a picture of her, and it's the best picture you got.
Yeah.
But you can walk to the house and see her sitting on the front porch and say, I'm doing that.
Yes. And people appreciate that, because, sometimes people the art does need to be spoon-fed to them, and they don't want to make those decisions. They want me to make those decisions, and I love it. Yes, I listen, but I also want to be heard. So there's a fine line of, we will do like this one. Laurent was very particular. He wanted Gretzky on the back. It had to be the best of the best.
Right.
And so, but then some clients are just like, whatever, because again, nobody else is doing it. And so, like, when I went to approach the Westminster Dog Show about this, they're like, what's going to happen? I'm like, I don't know. We showed up in New York, and I was up in the rafters. and I had a king, I had the medal, and I had the trophy.
Right.
2 hours later, we were on the front of the stage, writing out, and we didn't even have business cards, so I'm just writing my name on sheets, handing out people for dogs. And so we're doing a whole bunch of dogs. But again, I don't know if I want to do a cat. I'm more of a dog guy.
Yeah, I'm a dog dude, you know.
Would you build a cat?
I would not build a cat.
They're weird.
Cats don't like me that much, man, but I think it's because they know this dude is around me all the time. But yeah, man, I think you should get a website though. I do think you should get a website.
I'll work on
it's
that.
It's just too good, man. Some stuff you gotta give people what they want, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you doing a public service, you gotta give the people what they want, man. You gotta get a website.
Well, but I don't want to be too braggadocious because I mean I'm
It's
still
not
late. I'm still late with my rent right now. I mean I left here. I got my landlord yelling at me because I buy every penny that I have. I have $50,000 worth of Legos arriving tomorrow, but yet I don't have $80 for the water bill. And so yes, that's a choice, and yes, it drives people around me crazy. But if they don't get it, that's okay. Like my dad does not get it.
Right.
And so right now, he's been mad at me for the last 12 months. And all I can think about is, I'll make it up to
When
him.
the last time you been to the Westminster Dog Show, Dad? All right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah, see,
This thing takes me places. It makes, sometimes it's about balance. You know what I mean? And that's
Right.
what doing stuff like this do for you. Sometimes it's not the paycheck, it's the balance that I'm happy doing this.
Right.
This is what makes me happy. This is what makes me understand me, you know, and oh well, you know.
Right. I know.
What I'm gonna do? Do what you do? No, I don't think so, you know.
Well, and you know, but you know, but then you think, okay, yeah, you're passionate, but then you also, you know, I mean, there are a lot of commercial real estate people that are like, okay, with all these bankruptcies going around in stores, what's going to occupy all these malls and outlets and all this stuff like that? And so I'm like, we could put Legos up in the anywhere in the world. So we'll. Oh yeah, that's the world. That is the street artist in the game right now, Gregory Stiff. And so we went out to L.A. We ate soup on the street of Rodeo Drive while he painted that background. Mm-hmm. And then I was inside building the statues. And so we took his graffiti art of Handsome, which is his signature piece, and built it in Legos for him.
Let me see.
And so it's nice because I have all these questions about like when people ask me to build stuff for free and what I should do and that kind of thing. And so he's a great soundboard just because he's been through it a million times. Yeah.
Man, this
there we are at the Westminster Dog Show.
I mean, this is a good thing, man. I got a lot of ideas about stuff that you could do. I could do this all day.
Scroll up there and let's see. Some of the stuff I can't put on there just because it's going in front of that casino. Keep going. Oh yeah, that's a good one. So I do mutts too. So Remy there, that one is a mutt up above the two Pomeranians. And so he's in New York right now. He got delayed. We did ship him out, but he got delayed because of Corona. But they are excited to get in their new house. And so show Tone the Jordans there. He'll get a kick out of Michael Jordan's shoes. There you go. So the Michael Jordan piece is there. Yeah.
Look at that, man. And it's got the pixel move like it. Is that on purpose? Like that?
Sure.
No, that's dope though. Like you don't know that that's a thing, do you? You're not on the internet like that, are you?
What do you mean?
You don't got the pixel look for video games.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That's what I saw immediately. If you out here like that, you know, you'll see. That's what I saw.
Yeah, and so it's like if your kids are ever playing around with Legos. So the important thing is what a kid could do right now is Minecraft. Mm-hmm. So everybody loves Minecraft, right?
Right.
And so a kid, because that's just building with blocks. And there are programs out there that are, you know, that are catered towards like Legos and things, but a kid could go onto Minecraft and build something up, or just use a sheet of paper, draw something out ahead of time, and then build it. And so sometimes if you get a whole bunch of Legos, you know, and I'm just not talking about the sets, you know, you want your kid to draw it out ahead of time, and then that's where you really get the better. Man, I'm thirsty. These lights are on.
Go ahead. Well, man, I guess based on the way the technical difficulties, I think.
Why? What's happening? I'm not following.
Not sure right now, but like I said, I got a ton of ideas of stuff that I could run past you off
What do you think?
camera. I don't want to give the secrets away. Well, first, I think it's so dope that it just needs to be seen.
Yeah.
That's why I say get a website and you can build these online, like on the YouTube channel, dude.
Sure.
And it's all, I think it's lights out.
Yeah. The problem though is with with building like a live stream so people could see it being built, is it's not very sexy, you know, because you don't want to see me in my pajamas at 2 o'clock in the morning coming out. I mean, you think I look weird on TV right now? Imagine me at home.
You'd be surprised, man. Like I say, we can talk, man. But I think that's a good thing to do the Legos and make it fun.
Yeah, that's the important part. You know, it's just to make it fun.
People hanging with you while you build the Legos. You need some company sometimes so you don't go crazy. We can talk back. Hey man, build one of these. And that's when people say, how do you get to build it for free? If your YouTube generates the money, you can build whatever you want to.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand how. I mean, because in an ideal world, we would just be building about 10 to 15 statues a month. And I know that, you know, if I charge $15,000, that means everybody gets to eat. We get to go to Roca.
Build all those things. You just building the one on the YouTube channel.
But,
you build all of it.
So I don't know how to create like that, you know, that exclusivity, or because I want everybody to have one. You know, like I said, if you're awesome, we can build you. If you're not awesome, go do something awesome. If you can't do something awesome, go ask your mother because she thinks you're awesome. Right. And so I wrestle with the price. And I don't know how to compensate myself for my time or for, you know, and so it's just tough. But again, we'll figure it out. And that's what's fun about this.
Price of materials, how much you want to get paid, and I just want people to like me triple times it. Triple times that. With no shame. Look them straight in the eyes when you do it. You know, yeah, man, but how do you do that when you're, because I feel like it appeals to the masses. Like, I mean, why not mass produce to the masses? But then why not make it? But then why not make it? But it's cool, and so people pay a premium because it's neat. And so I don't know how to balance about the mass producing statues of people versus, you know, this. And so you build these when you get a commission. And you do your YouTube in between time, and they can auction on what you bought, because anything made out of Legos is dope.
But everything I do is commission. I mean, I don't want to just build. I mean, I would never build a famous person just to build. I mean, they would have to know, you know, like the Las Vegas Knights.
I want a big giant Lego BLM right now. You could have did that for us, and it would have been on the news. You would have. Legos would have sold like crazy all last week. You missed it. You know,
I've got an NBA player right now who is flying to Orlando for the basketball, and he's very interested. And I said, well, I don't think anybody. I don't know. I was like, Mello, you know.
I mean, that's a good indicator.
I wanted to build George Floyd.
Okay.
Being murdered. I thought it'd be a great piece, and he responded, "That's a great idea." And I'm like, I know, taking something as fucked up as that, and as intense as this, and make it into Legos, that blows people's mind. And so, yeah, if you got a connection here of where we could display something like that, I would love to build that. Now, what side of the fence, you know, who knows? But that would be a great build.
Word, that would be a dope piece. And sit it on the Capitol stairs. Nah.
I'm like, because everyone's gonna look at it, and just to take the most vile subject matter of our present time in a childhood
make
toy.
You see it in person.
Fuck, I would love to
make
do
you
it.
experience that and feel what that's like in person. Like, we have to push that one over.
It'd be a great build, wouldn't it?
We have to push that one over. We would. Man, yeah, you just got to get this thing in front of some eyes, man. Being in Las Vegas is gonna do it, and you gotta.
Well, but ultimately, I'd love to open one in Ames. But
do you know about so when you merchandise stuff, you gotta have like your tiers to stuff. So you need like something to keep the lights on. Every business needs something to keep the lights on, and that's the thing.
So can you pull up? Is my Instagram still able to pull up? Can you pull up that Chanel grenade, that black? It's right at the top. And so I started thinking of like kind of smaller items to build. And so right now we're building some Hermes skateboards. Okay. And so we started so we're working on places like this. So this is taking that Chanel logo that everybody loves.
Come on, man.
And made a grenade out of it.
And those are little small pieces.
Tiny.
Dog.
And so that way, if somebody just wants to take something home, I don't want to sell them a T-shirt. I'd rather sell them a grenade.
Yeah.
And if you're going to make a grenade, it better be Chanel, right?
It better be.
And so that's kind of like.
I take a Louis. I'm a Louis guy. I like Louis. He call me corny, but that's my.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we're going to make some. I was worried about making guns just because Lego is very anti-gun. So we're going to make some freeze rays.
Yeah.
Nobody ever died from getting freeze rays.
No guns.
So we're working on those smaller items, those gifts.
But it's like you have to monetize your effort. That's what the word is. You know what that is? Monetization. That's what everybody been telling you, right?
I'm trying.
It is. It's easy though, man, because it's not. You already. This is the work. Most people don't do the work, and they have hard time monetizing. But when you put this much work into something, and I really would love to buy a $25,000 Lego sculpture, but I got T-shirt money for sure.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing that you're gonna sell me the shirt, because that's what I want. I want that Chanel
grenade. I know you do. Everybody.
On my T-shirt.
Yeah.
Or I want it in a keychain, and it's all stuff that you don't personally have to make yourself. But it still attach people to the work, and having your message behind it all too.
Yeah, a lot of it is artists talk about being creative, and and I'm not. I say I'm creative in terms of how we sell the products, because you can't just pick up the phone and call and say, "Do you want a life-size Lego statue of yourself?"
Did you make up how to get the math to do this?
We've made so many mistakes. It's unreal.
But that's the creative part, though.
Well, but the creative part is how you sell these to people, about how you could use them. And so I would never expect anybody to buy anything from me off of the internet, because I want to know the story. Like, if we're going to build your mother, I want to know why.
Why are you hating on the math art?
I'm not hating on it. I've just lived so poor for the last 2 years.
You gotta recognize it.
I've just lived so poor for the last years. I've gotten used to it. And so I'm just happy that you like it.
Like, it's not nothing that you even see. But I see that too. That it's going.
Thank you.
Once you said I'm the only one that do this in Lego, I'm gonna have to tell you to holler at me, and that's creative. That's creative to me. But I mean, you go to so many art shows and you see people do stuff, and you like, why? And then you find out, oh, it wasn't the look, it was the purpose, it was the process,
Sure.
And that's the creative part. That's what that is. The fact that math come out like this, like people looking at a toy, but this is really complicated math if you're gonna start from a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 cents a piece, it adds up.
Right, and then you had to get over that whole entrepreneurial part of jumping in. That's something that everybody want to do something, and they respect that part because they haven't got this far yet.
Yeah.
With something that's bananas.
I like that term, bananas.
That's what
Well, and the other thing is, you're kind of fighting against, we have all been there, where we will walk into an artist gallery, and the first thing that we have to do is we have to apologize to the artist and we have to apologize to the owner for wasting their time and asking stupid questions.
Tell me this, right? So if
I'm not
somebody
having that.
it's somebody out there who really wants something like this done on a scale that they could never imagine before. So to put you in a position where you could do that,
Yeah.
what's the end game? Where do you see yourself? If I was gonna do this and I had all the means that to get this Lego thing out, what would you need?
Oh, well, we need Legos, and so right now,
Legos in space.
space is fine. Space is fine. Space is fine. Basements work good, and entertainment while you build is great because you can just keep watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia over and over, and it gets funnier and funnier as you build. But we run out of Legos, and we're always running out of tan Legos just because it's skin color. Well, most of my clients.
But you're not gonna run out of none of this. In this thing I'm saying is, okay, the Chris Isles Empire is there running, and you got what monumental figure do you have done? You just completed, and you got minions building these things. You're not
right.
You know, because the big artists, they're not building that stuff. They designers.
Yeah, and that's something that I struggle with too.
You know,
I can't do it all on my own. But at the same time, it's okay. So I have people that help me build, and I want to make sure that those people that I'm working with are smarter than I am.
Right.
You know, better. I mean, that's the whole deal. And so finding those people that have a passion for the Legos and love the labor. I'm always looking for it. But then at the same time, like the casino wants to name it the Chris Isley Gallery.
Right.
And I'm like, no.
You just don't see yourself for who you are, dog.
And so I said, let's do Blockhead Studio. Because I'm a blockhead, I like to make fun of myself. I'm not the smartest person on this side of the street. And they said, no, that's a horrible idea, that you have to call it Chris Island. And I'm like, whatever.
You do have to call it that because nobody can do it. We've tried.
You've tried.
We failed at our Star Wars spaceships.
Everybody's got a half-built Millennium Falcon in their basement.
We never completed our
except
Hot Wheels
Mike.
tracks. I've never completed a Hot Wheels track, and I love them. You know, we know that we can't do this. And
yeah.
The fact that you can make it out of anything, like, we confined to the box. You know.
No, and I love your idea of doing the George Floyd, with the cop and taking that moment. So if anybody's out there watching,
come on,
in the world, let's set it up ourselves, right? I think we should. I'll build it for free. Just buy me the Legos.
Word. Then we're gonna do that. We're gonna see about this getting done. And so this is Art Week TV, man. This is how it goes, man. It's just artists talking to artists, trying to figure out what to do in this crazy world of COVID and chaos. You know. I'm Tone the Movemaker. This is Chris Isley, the Lego sculpture man. And we are out.